Hey, Ben from Ben's Backwoods here. Today we are in the middle of the polar vortex. It's freezing cold outside, so I thought we would talk about uh, how to dress to stay warm in the cold, and specifically the three wool sweater system. I was introduced to the idea of wearing three wool sweaters by Morris Kahansky, who would I consider my mentor. This sweater system that I've been using is a variation on that, to where I use two wool sweaters and a hooded sweatshirt sandwiched in between those two. So let's get started. I'm going to go through it. This is a quick and easy system. And here we go. We start off. Base layer, I use a thin wool sweater. I'm using this Wool Power 200 gram stuff, which I think is fantastic. I can't say enough good about this. You do not have to buy Wool Power though. You can find a thin wool sweater at a thrift store. I highly recommend merino wool, lamb's wool, something soft next to your skin. This Wool Power stuff is no itch. Thin wool sweaters breathe really well. So this is kind of my first layer in the system. Next layer in the system is going to be a hooded sweatshirt. Got my trusty Ben's Backwoods hooded sweatshirt here. What I look for in a hooded sweatshirt is for the material to be 50 cotton, 50 poly. I want a poly mixed in with that cotton. Poly does not want to absorb moisture, and I feel like the 50-50 material works well. Another thing I look for is the double thick hoods. These have two layers in the hood, and we'll talk about that, but I think that's a huge benefit. I think adding this sweatshirt to the sweater system, that hood being able to take it on and off is a big deal. So I'm going to toss this on. This is our second layer. Give me a second here. Here we go. I've got the sweatshirt on. This is 50 cotton, 50 poly. Benefits of this. In high activity level, you may find yourself wearing just this alone, and this kind of acts as an outer work layer. The hood, like I said, is a huge benefit. You'll find yourselves a lot of times being a little cool, a little chilled, and the ability to be able to put that hood on and seal off this neck area and block the wind around your head is huge. You add your hood and you find that you warm up almost immediately. So having this ability to regulate, be able to drop the hood and cool off and vent your neck, or to be able to throw the hood on and gain that extra heat or that wind protection, I think is a giant benefit. I use this system for winter camping, for deep cold camping. I sleep in this sweatshirt with the thin wool underneath it. Once again, I like having that hood inside my sleeping bag, being able to seal off your neck. I think your neck closure, whether it's your sleeping system or your clothing system, being able to seal off your neck is huge for staying warm and for being able to regulate your body temperature. So I use this a lot, and this also is kind of handy if it's deep cold and I'm winter camping and I'm sleeping in this system. If I gotta get up and take a leak, this will retain a little bit of heat for me, and the wind doesn't just like drive right through this sweatshirt material. So this gives you a little bit of wind protection and a little bit of insulation value. So I find it to be really handy. So next on the list is your thick wool sweater. This is a thrift store find, LL Bean, 80% wool, 20% nylon. And this sweatshirt and this thin sweater are both extra large. This is 2XL. So you want to size things appropriately and get your outer wool sweater to fit over your other system. So I'm gonna quick toss this on. So here we go. I've got the full three-piece system on. I have my thin sweater, my sweatshirt, and my heavier thick wool sweater. Having that sweatshirt sandwiched in between these two these two wool sweaters, I think is a benefit. The sweatshirt blocks wind better than wool. A lot of times wind will blow right through wool like this. So that gives me a little bit of an ability to block wind. Like I said before, this hood, being able to open it up and vent and regulate, and to be able to seal off around my neck, I think is a huge benefit for staying warm. benefits of this wool like this, especially for working around fire. Wool is fantastic. It doesn't want to burn very easily. Of course, the obvious benefits of wool as far as the insulation value and the ability to trap dead air, and your wool working, and wool is almost, it's not waterproof, but wool does not like to absorb moisture, so it works really well in multiple conditions. I feel this whole 3-sweater system breathes very well, can be very inexpensive. I can use this system, like I said, to sleep in. I will take this three sweater system, and in wet cold conditions, I will throw like a Gore-Tex or a waterproof shell over top of this. If I'm in dry cold conditions, out snowshoeing and below 0 temps with the wind blowing, I'll throw a canvas wind shell over top of this. If I'm ice fishing, sitting in a tree stand in camp at a low activity level, then I throw a big insulated parka over top of this whole system. But this basic 3-sweater system I find is super versatile, multiple weather conditions. It's not expensive, and I use it a ton. So you guys give it a shot, try it out. I'd like to hear what you think about it. Thanks. Hey, stay warm. Have a great day.